Welcome back to We Still Like Each Other, the podcast. I'm Travis.
And I'm Stephanie.
And this is the podcast where we show that the honeymoon stage can last forever.
Forever and ever.
Hey, my love.
Hey, baby.
We're back.
We're back.
Again.
And
like
you're looking good, babe.
As opposed to...
I'm just hoping that your barber approves of how your hair looks today on the podcast.
So I go to the barber every week. Either it's a haircut or a quick shape up. And this last time I went, he goes, make sure you brush down the sides because,
Yeah, he wants to show people like, yo, I cut his hair, but it wasn't looking right.
So I was like, baby, you got to get my edges right.
I hope that's what he meant.
Yeah, so. I think so. How do I look?
How was your week, baby?
It was a great week. It was, it was fun. So we started off our week with going to South Jersey.
Yeah. So right after we recorded last episode, we went to South Jersey.
We went to our, I say family at this point, Jojo and Dyra, to go record an episode of Les Chat. That was a lot of fun.
If you haven't listened, tune in.
Yeah, it was spicy.
Super spicy.
I'd say it's like the perfect continuation for our episode 3. So if you haven't watched episode 3 of our pod, watch that. Then go to Let's Chat and watch our feature, and it's like the perfect.
Mm-hmm. And I was told that it's probably the spiciest that they even heard Let's Chat get before. So people who listen to both, they're like, "Wow, y'all made them come out their shell."
I guess we do that for people.
It was hot. It was hot.
And then after the pod, we went to Philly.
Yes.
They're really close to Philly.
Yes.
And we had dinner, drinks, just hung out.
And then we spent the night in Philly.
And just slept.
The next morning. So for reference, this was the first time we slept alone without River in our room since having River. And Travis declared that he felt 18 again.
Take that as you will. This is a family podcast.
I ain't saying nothing.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a good time. And it kind of reminded me of the things we like to do, like the simple things. Like Travis and I, even though it sounds probably weird and corny to some people, we love to just get a hotel room. Like we were living in New York and we would just like to get a hotel room in the city.
So for reference, we were in the Bronx, which is like uptown, and we would get a hotel in like Times Square. That was our go-to area.
Yeah.
We get a hotel, check in, and then we would just kind of like walk around like tourists, get regular food. But it was just the convenience of we could maybe have a few drinks and just stumble back to our room.
Yes, and sleep in a king-size bed. And I love hotel sheets. I don't know, find me. You could say it's weird, but like I love that feeling, especially when the AC is really cold and the sheets are cold. I don't know. It's one of those things that we just like to do.
And we like a king-size bed, but then we'll be like this on top of each other.
Yeah, like really close to each other. We like the king-size bed for the pre-going to sleep activities, if you know what I mean. But we hadn't done it in such a long time, being pregnant, the baby, COVID. So doing that in Philly was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I think we need to get back to that. Just find, not that often, but maybe like every other month, maybe.
Yeah, and it's a reminder out there, like think of those things that you and your partner love to do, but you haven't prioritized. And it's been a crazy couple of years for everybody, but we got to remember to do the things we love and to bring the excitement back. And I don't think we're lacking excitement, but there was something different about that night that felt like euphoric in a way.
Your boy, no.
Don't get crazy, baby. I say you felt 18. That's it. All right.
I'll save it.
Don't get crazy.
Anything else this week?
What I do want to say, last week we mentioned like leaving comments and liking our YouTube videos, and you all showed up for us. Thank you so much. And we actually have already noticed how much that helps us. Like someone literally sent us a message that they found us through YouTube algorithm. And I think that's because a lot more people liked the video this week. A lot more people commented. So I want to ask you all, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment about something you and your partner used to do that was really exciting, but that you kind of have failed to prioritize as of late. And I kind of challenge you all to try to do it soon. But let us know what that thing is in the comments.
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else this week that was...
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, JoJo and Daira were like the highlight. I mean, that whole trip was the highlight.
On Tuesday, so if you're watching this when it comes out, when it airs, on Tuesday, September 6th, we're having an interactive recap with JoJo and Daira via Patreon. So what is that? That means we're going to get on a Zoom call with JoJo, Daira, and anyone else who's in our Patreon. So the lucky 7 tier and the we still like each other tier. We still like you.
We really like you.
See, I don't even know the names of it. But basically, get on Patreon, join us on Zoom on Tuesday night. It's going to be fun.
I think anyone who's joined them can tell you how fun they've been.
Yeah.
Because, you don't even have to turn your camera on, but it's just interacting, oh, wait, stop talking. It's my turn.
Yeah. And it won't be just us talking to JoJo and Daira. Anybody who joins can talk, can share stories, can ask questions. And it's a lot of fun. It's like a little date night all on its own.
Yeah.
So are you ready for Did You Know, Daddy?
I am. I don't want to play no games. Every week, someone's like, were you ready this week?
Yeah.
Before they watch.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm ready.
I'm working on it. So, did you know? Did you know couples who are too similar to each other are not likely to last? As the well-known saying goes, opposites attract. And research proves that this is partially true. Couples that are either too similar or too different tend not to last very long. Apparently, there has to be a foundation of similarities, but there also have to be things that the two of you learn from each other.
Do you think we're similar or different?
Different. Very different.
I agree. It's later on in this episode, I wanted to talk about intimacy again because I did a little research and learned something that I wanted to talk about. And in that discussion, I was going to talk about how different we are, at our upbringings, but we'll get there. I agree. I don't know if I want to be with someone who's just like me.
So this is a funny one, but I remember when I used to be big into video games. I'm talking spend 12 plus hours at my computer. I used to wonder, what if I was dating someone who just equally enjoyed playing video games all day?
You'll be a little hermit.
But I think I wouldn't like it, I had a friend who did have a girlfriend like that. He said it was the worst.
Why?
They would argue in the game.
I used to always be afraid of bumping heads with someone just like me. I don't know if I even want to deal with myself, let alone someone acting just like me.
That's a good point.
Sometimes my mannerisms, I'll sound like my mother and I'm like, oh. And then I used to always say I don't know if I want a daughter because if she's like me, I'm going to be so annoyed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then for me, I might, we always talk about my personality, how quiet I am and stoic. And imagine dating someone like me.
Yeah, then you need someone to kind of
pull it out.
Yeah. And I need someone to tone it down.
Yin and yang, baby.
Yeah. That was so corny. But yeah.
We've been corny.
Yeah, I agree. I think, but there is a foundation of similarities to a sense. What do you think we have that's similar? He's like, I'm drawing a blank.
I don't know. Because I feel like we've adapted to one another. So even your humor. When I first met Steph, she wasn't with the dark shit. And I mean dark humor.
Yeah.
Now she'll be saying some shit. I'm like, okay, Travis. So I feel like we've adapted. Same for me, as far as
even earlier, you started a joke and I finished it. We were in sync.
Yeah. So I don't know if we've had so many similarities, but more so the willingness to adapt.
Yeah. I think what's similar that helps us is that we're both homebodies and we enjoy being together a lot. There's some people who feel I need my space for my partner. Or some people who like going out and then that could cause friction in the relationship. I think we equally like being home with the occasional going out. We like going out together.
I would say as you get ready to go out.
Yeah, I'm going out today. That's why I got really cute. I did my makeup. But it's been a long time coming. I'm having a little girls' day.
Yeah.
With Jaretzi. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So the first topic that I want to bring up, I feel like we might have spoken about it a little bit, but it's come up recently again, is how smartphones have impacted relationships, right?
It's the devil.
Smartphones, bittersweet. You hate them, you love them, but they're a part of our life and they're going to be a part of our lives forever and ever.
It's a limb.
Yeah. And it's going to impact our romantic relationships. Like, it's inevitable, right? So I think you found this question actually, babe. You asked me it last night and I was like, let's save it for the pod. If you go through your partner's phone and you find something, is it justified? What are your thoughts on that, babe?
It's tough. When I was younger, that was just like a thing.
What was a thing?
You just go through your partner's phone like, oh, caught you slacking. And it was to the point like me and my ex-girlfriend, we were both dogging each other out. So I'm not going to pretend like I was some angel and she was the devil. But I used to like raise my eyebrow a lot because like we would go to bed and she would literally tuck her phone underneath the bed. I used to be like, what the fuck? So then I'm like, well,
it put your antennas up like, oh, something's going on.
What the fuck is you hiding? And of course, every time I saw something, there was there. Luckily for me, it would just lead to like, you're wrong, right? And then we talk about it and whatever the case is. But doing that for so long at a young age, and then I don't know if it was a real relationship, but it wasn't like an adult relationship. So now I meet you and I get into adult relationships, but I still have that mindset of, nah, so what the fuck is going on? Paranoia, even though you've never given me a reason to feel any paranoia. And admittedly, another thing I'm not proud of, but well, actually, y'all heard the story about me overreacting, whatever. But that was because I was snooping through your phone and interpreting something that wasn't there. Especially, I told y'all how foolish I felt after. But in looking through your phone, your first reaction to that wasn't like, let's address what you read. It was like, why the fuck are you looking through my phone? And after being in another relationship where it was just like, oh, I saw something, we're going to address it. Your reaction to that, for me, was like, huh? Wait, no.
This is a Uno reverse card. What you doing?
So that, we had some tough conversations.
I will say, though, that could be super toxic, right? Because if you do find something, like if you did find something that was actually like I was cheating and it was disrespectful, I can't say, oh, but you went through my phone without addressing the cheating. You know what I'm saying? I was actually reading this thread on Instagram. I can't remember where I saw it, but it was like, what's the biggest lie like your ex ever told you? And someone was like, my ex said he faked that he was cheating just to catch me looking through his phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I look through your phone and I saw you talking to a girl, you'd be like, no, I made that up just so I could prove that you looked through my phone. Like, come on.
I feel like I do some next level ninja shit like that. I mean, younger Travis.
You see this guy?
But more than likely he was bullshitting.
Yeah, like, come on.
So what was the original question?
Is it justified? So like if you do find something.
But then there's like the people who say, you go looking for something, you're going to find it.
Because most of the time in a healthy relationship, because I do feel like there are people who are wanting to look through a phone for no reason. They're just paranoid. They're just wanting to look through, say, like you said in the beginning, I didn't give you a reason. You just had that paranoia. You wanted to look through my phone. But there are times that if you have the urge to look, it's because they're giving you the signs. Like you said, hiding the phone underneath the bed or other things like being absent-minded or staying at work late or, multiple things that are adding up that are leading you to just want to confirm what you already know. And I feel like at that point, you just got to communicate. Like if I'm already I believe you're cheating, we need to have a conversation without me needing the confirmation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, like you look, you don't find anything. You put the phone back and you go about the rest of your day and you're like, what, you feel good? You know?
Yeah, but you should still have the conversation. Maybe you got lucky, you didn't find anything, and you don't have to admit that you went through their phone, but you still should be like, I've been feeling insecure. I've been feeling like something's going on. And that should still be addressed, whether you find something or you don't find anything, which leads me to say, don't look and have the conversation.
So I guess like kind of discussing where we are with that now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know when this blow up was, but, you know, we had a big conversation around that. And I was just like, it's not worth my marriage, right? Mm-hmm. Snooping. Nor would I want that same energy put on me.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just made the decision that it's like, I'm done, right?
Yeah.
It's easier said than done for some people. Like, remember, I don't know, months ago, I won't say who, but we had that also y'all can relate where she was like, I check my boyfriend's location all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that's gotten better.
Yeah.
You know who you are. And then for me, it was just like, I had to go cold turkey. It's like, I'm just done. If I'm going to be with you, I have to trust you, or else let's talk about separating, because I can't live like that. Right.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, it's been a decent amount of time to say that I'm cured.
Another thing though, we aren't also hiding our phones.
Yeah.
Like, I always forget his password because it's super long. But like, if I need to get into your phone, I get into your phone. You know, we aren't like, don't touch my phone. Like, some people panic if their partner touches their phone. And I think that's also a red flag.
So there's this TikTok trend. I don't know if it's like one channel doing it, but he goes up to people, like, let's say in the mall. And he's like, oh, how long y'all been together? So-and-so amount of time. Yeah, I want to do a trust challenge. Like, sure. Swap phones. I watched one the other day. They were a younger couple, I want to say early 20s. And they're like, yeah, no problem. And the girl pulls out her phone, but she's like, twiddling for a second. You see her hold down the phone and then pass it, right? And then like the camera guy's like, what were you doing? Nothing, whatever. And then the boyfriend's like, why is Snapchat deleted? I don't know. What? That's weird.
She deleted Snapchat off her phone.
And then she did a reverse Uno card. Oh, no. Now y'all trying to have me looking weird out here. And snatched her phone and walked off.
Yeah. It could have been a coincidence. No, I'm kidding.
Yo, Steph will ride for women.
No, yeah. I'm kidding. No, but yeah, that's another thing. We aren't looking through each other's phone, but it also isn't like a hands off, don't touch my phone type shit.
Yeah, there's plenty of times I'm like, let me give you your phone, and she'll be in the middle of something. She'll just hand it to me.
I also, how do you feel about couples who share their location all the time?
I don't. I guess it depends on why. We've never done that, so for me, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
I get like safety reasons. Like, let's say you were out working late. Like, let's say
yeah, but I feel like that's different. Like, if even right now, I'm going to the city, I might share my location with you because I'm gonna be alone by myself all day with a friend. And that's safety, you know. Like, if I'm in an Uber, I might share the Uber tracking. Like, but what about just our locations are just always shared?
I don't like it if you're claiming to be in a healthy relationship. I can understand that maybe if some shit went down and that's like your healing process to maybe eventually not have to use it.
Oh, so you mean like,
let's say one of us did some shit and I'm like
I cheated, but we're trying to make it work.
I need your location for a bit to make me feel comfortable. But then I don't know, it's a slippery slope. Yeah. I know someone who, like, they couldn't even leave their job. Their partner would be like, why'd you leave at this time? Like, oh, I just went to Dunkin' Donuts. No, you're fucking lying. You're sucking dick.
Yeah.
And that's abusive.
Yeah.
Abuse doesn't always just have to be physical. That's some next level shit.
Yeah, shit's weird. And then I feel like it's also like it limits your partner's ability to like even do shit for you. Like if I saw that you went to the flower shop or that you went, it like takes away. No, it's weird. To me personally, I don't think you should be looking through your partner's phone. But if you have the urge to do it, that means you need to have a conversation. I don't think the urge to want to look is wrong. Because I feel like we're all human. We have insecurities. And if our partner is doing shit to lead us to feel insecure, we need to talk about it.
But I also think like insecurity is like, that's on you, right?
Not always. If you're doing things like tucking your phone under the bed when we go to sleep, that's not on me. That shit's fucking weird.
Or what if like, I don't know, you feel away if I like a certain picture?
So that's the next part of this conversation.
Okay.
In general, if you feel like the need to go through the phone, don't talk about it. I don't really like the idea of sharing location all the time. I do think it makes sense
like
for safety reasons,
yeah.
Taking an Uber, you're getting on a train in the city or whatever, anything like that. Like if I go on a girls trip, I'm gonna share my location just in case I disappear. The next part of that is social media and relationship boundaries. Liking pictures. What are your thoughts on that? What do you feel like there should be boundaries?
No. But it also depends on your relationship, right?
Okay.
Like for us, I don't feel like there's any jealousy in that department. Mm-hmm. Like there's plenty of times let's put it like this. If Drake allowed his non-following crowd to be able to leave comments, I would always see Stephanie like leaving some crazy emojis under.
But that's different. It's Drake. It's like if you left emojis under Rihanna's picture, like who cares?
Okay. Yeah, there's a certain, you can take it to a certain extent. A like is not a big deal. Mm-hmm. Commenting maybe like suggestive things like, I don't know, that one with the tongue and it's like, whoo, like.
Yeah. So I would not be okay with you like leaving suggestive comments under anybody's pics. I do not care if you like, even in stories, like reactions. My only worry with that sometimes is that, let's say you like a girl's pic. She's like, oh my God, look at Stephanie's husband liking my bikini picture. Like some people take it like that it means more to them than it does to us. You get what I'm saying? Because like I don't give a shit if you like girls in bikinis. I don't care anything that you like. But if the person is taking it a certain way, it could become like, eh.
But I can't control that.
Yeah. But if they make it obvious to you, like if you liking a girl's pictures lead her to like
DM or something.
DM you or flirt with you, then you have to be like, all right, maybe I can't like this girl's pictures because she's taking it the wrong way.
Take it case by case.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I never even know what you like. Like, how do people even know what their partners like?
I guess if you like follow mutual people.
Yeah, like if it's the same mutual friend.
There used to be a like tab where you could see what people you follow are liking.
Yeah, they deleted that.
They got rid of it.
I used to love that section because it would put me on to different creators, different pages. Like if you liked these sneakers or like this restaurant and I saw it, I'm like, oh, I would have never found this page if I didn't see your likes.
Yeah.
But it was toxic in that sense that people be like, oh, why are you liking this girl's pics? Why are you liking this guy's pictures?
Yeah, I don't think it's that deep. I don't think it's that deep. I've never felt a way. It's even like I know for a fact you follow not exes, but previous partners. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's pictures of theirs you like.
Yeah, if it's on my feed and they post a picture, I'm going to like it.
So.
Because it's just normal. Like, that's what social media is for.
I don't think there's anything too deep there. I don't think you're like sending a message like,
damn, daddy, you looking good.
What's up? You trying to reignite that? Like,
no.
I think it's more so telling like why you're feeling that way. Because it could be like your own insecurity, even like with your own image. And then maybe the picture or the person that your partner is reacting to is you think of them as like very attractive, and you're like, well, I don't look anything like this. So
I was gonna say it reminds me of like the drawing the line between when porn is healthy and porn is toxic, right? So if you're liking girls' pictures on Instagram because they're mutual friends or you just know them, whatever. But if you're following like 30 different Instagram models that like all have OnlyFans, and their whole purpose of having their page is to be sexually suggestive, and your addiction to Instagram is more so an addiction to these type of women, then I'm gonna have an issue with that. Mm-hmm. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, it's different than if, like, of course, I follow Drake and I thirst over Drake versus like a whole bunch of dudes, and I'm just like, oh, and none of them resemble you, because then you start to feel like, well, I don't look nothing like these guys that she's like thirsting over. It might make you feel a little insecure. Like, is she even attracted to me?
Yeah.
Would that make sense? Like, if all the girls you liked all have BBLs, I'm gonna be like, damn, my skinny ass, you don't even like me.
But like you say the word thirst, and for me, it's like there's a difference between like appreciating someone's beauty or attractiveness, and thirsting are different.
Yeah.
So like all day, I can appreciate men and women, whether it's a guy, maybe he's dressed sharp,
yeah,
or a girl who's very pretty, or maybe she's wearing something voluptuous, or she's at the beach, and I'm just like, damn, nice body, or whatever. But then there's a difference where I'm like, damn, if only I was this fucking ring, bro. Like,
or like if you every morning woke up and went to their page to see if they posted a new picture, like it was part of your routine. Like, anything new from this person?
Yeah. And it's tough for me to like talk about this subject because of our dynamic.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if I see someone I'm like even remotely thirsting over, I'm sending it to Stephanie like, yo, you see this? You see that? So it's different for us, right? But I guess I'm not gonna put normal. I guess in like a relationship where they don't have that dynamic, I can see how you have to maneuver a certain way.
But it goes back to, you shouldn't even really know what they're liking unless it's a problem. Then you're like, how do you even know? Like, honestly, I have no clue what you like.
What if like, I don't know, like we have a mutual friend and they post like a sexy picture and I like it. Would that make you feel away?
No.
Because it's like that one's like closer. It's like the degrees of separation are one.
Yeah. No. It wouldn't bother me, especially if they're an actual friend. And it would only bother me if now that mutual friend is like feeling like, ooh, is Travis flirting with me? But again, unless they said something, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
So then it's like, whatever. No, it wouldn't bother me. And I feel like even with my good friends, you have close relationships with them too. Like, I wouldn't even care if you were like, damn, you're looking good. Because it's like more so like friendly. You know, like even Shane, the photographer, he posted a picture and I shared it on our story. And I was like, I think I said he's look handsome or some shit. But that's just like bigging up.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that shit. Shane.
But you know, like bigging up our friends, I don't think anything's wrong with that. And that's, everybody likes a compliment.
And that's the way we show our love for people. Like, I'm not, man or woman, I'm not afraid to say, what? It's funny we're talking about Shane, right? Because I forgot what I said to him the other day. And it was very like a borderline, pause moment. And he's like, I forgot you're not from the Bronx. But it's just like, I have no problem. Like in my group chat, one of the guys post a nice fit. We all hyping him up.
Yeah. Guys dress for other guys anyway.
It's so
you got to hype up the fit.
You got it. The sooner you come to that realization, you'll do your pockets a favor, because women don't give a fuck. You could go to H&M and get bagged the same woman.
Yeah, pretty much. But with fits and sneakers and stuff, like I like sneakers and clothes and shit. So like if a guy friend that I follow has some fire shit, I'm gonna be like fire emoji, and like, are you gonna be like, oh, what about my sneakers, babe? Like whatever. It also depends, like you talk about insecurities within. So sometimes it could be like I'm feeling insecure. Sometimes it could be my partner makes me feel insecure. case by case basis, but I think we need to take it with a grain of salt, and it's just social media. Like, your partner's with you every day, like, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to move on?
Please.
All right. Leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, if you haven't done so already. So thank you so much. If you did, we've noticed an increase since we started mentioning it. So I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we be giving y'all homework.
You know, we all, just like I appreciate a compliment on social media, we appreciate a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
You know, it makes us feel good.
Yep, it's our love language.
It's our love language. So if you love us, show us some love in our language. All right. So last week, I have an Also Y'all Can Relate that's a little bit different. So usually Also Y'all Can Relate are people asking for advice. And it has this like negative, like juicy kind of feel. It's like, oh, we want to know other people's drama, ha 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 ha, type of shit. But we want to try something a little different. We're still going to have those because they're good. They're entertaining. And we actually help people. We give really good advice. People have said, you know, not to pat ourselves on the back. But I also want to share positive stories. And I want people to kind of tell us the good things in their love life. Because a lot of times people tell us, we don't have positive role models when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships. So we kind of want to highlight some more positive forms of love too, and not just the drama. So in that, someone sent us this beautiful story about their partner after listening to what we had to say about non-sexual intimacy. So I was digging into intimacy, and I kind of realized that I was misusing the term intimacy, right?
How so?
So I was thinking of intimacy as cuddling, holding hands, rubbing my feet on the couch. And anything that requires touch, in a sense, is sensuality more than it is intimacy. Because I can have intimacy with a really close friend. Because intimacy is really about connection, right? So sharing in vulnerabilities with each other. So having a connection with someone and them seeing you for who you are and I see you for who you are. Does that make sense? Yeah. So although we talk about how different we are, we talk about our childhoods being so different, right? There's been times that like, I'll think like, you know, Travis doesn't get it because of his childhood. Like, we had such different childhoods that I'm like, he just doesn't get this, right? But we hold space for each other to discuss our childhoods in a way that, although we don't relate, we understand, and we give each other the space to be vulnerable in that space. Bringing it to a friend. Irene and I went to the same high school and we were never close. Years later, we have grown children. I was already married and we met. We became intimate so quickly because we had so many similarities in our upbringing. Like, we were able to be so vulnerable because our stories overlapped so much and we didn't even realize it back when we were literally in high school for 4 years straight together. So even though we had just became friends, she became one of my closest friends really quickly because of that intimacy. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely get it. I feel like the older I've gotten and just, you know, stepping out of my comfort zone now in this big age of mine, there are people who I hold dear who some I've known less than a year. And it's like, no, that's my dog. Yeah. And time doesn't dictate the level of friendship we have. So yeah, I 100% see what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I feel like intimacy is like what now us young kids are calling like vibes.
Like, you know the vibes.
You know the vibes. Like a connection. Like, you're able to open up. I know Travis, I always say you have like resting bitch face, and you're more reserved than I am. I'm more of a social butterfly. But you can be super social and super open, but the vibes gotta be there. Like, you need a sense of connection in order to open up in that way. So intimacy refers to more than just like the cuddling and the being close without sex. That's sensuality. When we talk about intimacy, we talk about being our most vulnerable around someone and then feeling connected and not feeling judged, if that makes sense.
That's so true. Yeah, I 100% get it. I'm thinking of someone right now. It's just like this person asks all the right questions, and it forces me to dig deep, and I'm just and like,
be vulnerable.
I'm like, wow, look at you, like breaking those, those layers. And I appreciate them for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that, I want to share this beautiful little like letter that someone submitted about their partner. So on this podcast, Travis and I speak to our experience, right? And we always talk about how it's a heteronormative experience. And sometimes we'll check ourselves and bring to light that there are other forms of sexual romantic experiences between same-sex partners or etc. We never talk about someone who's able-bodied with someone who's disabled. That's another type of relationship that we haven't experienced and we can't really speak to. And it's kind of in our blind spot, right? So I'm going to read this story because it's just beautiful. So my love is a paraplegic and I'm able-bodied. So paraplegic is when you basically are paralyzed from the waist down, is what in the research that I found, that's pretty much what it means. And it's usually due to like spinal cord injury or a birth defect. We are in what's called an interabled relationship, something we never even think about, right? We started talking in January of 2021 via Facebook dating.
Facebook dating? That's a thing?
Yeah. I don't know if it meant via Facebook and then we started dating or via Facebook dating. I'm not sure. He was 45 and I was 36. We hit it off immediately. We FaceTimed about a couple of weeks in.
Yeah, sorry. Facebook dating is a thing.
It is a thing?
Yeah,
oh, see, I didn't know. The more you know. So we FaceTimed about a couple weeks in, played a board game. He was very open about being a paraplegic. I'm a nurse and I'm also a blunt New Yorker. So I asked questions in a knowing way. He felt relieved that I understood the things he would have to teach someone who had never met or cared for a paraplegic. There's that intimacy. It was instant because she's a nurse and she's a New Yorker. So she was able to ask those questions without feeling like afraid or like, am I going to offend him? She knew what to ask, just like you said about a friend you just recently made that was asking all those questions and pulling back those layers and breaking down your walls in a way that you appreciate. Same thing here. Anyway, the intimacy is on an unmatched level. We get each other. We are both military brats and have been through some things. The intimacy has been strong from the beginning. The shared vulnerability, the match of text messages and conversations, the cuddles and kisses, they are extremely important in my relationship, and I have never felt so seen, heard, and desired than I do in this relationship. So this message is like, I feel like they were like, okay, Stephanie, you weren't really hitting the nail on the head as to what intimacy was, but I'm going to school you. Because even within this message, as I read it, is like what intimacy actually means is layered and layered in this relationship. And then they sent me a screenshot of their text messages. It's so cute. Like, I think this is so cute. I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, we do something similar. So when she cooks for her partner, she sends him a text message, like a menu of what the food is. And I think it's so cute. I'm going to read it. Chef Pumpkin has prepared a delicious meal for you. Please enjoy our delicious mac and cheese, our slow simmered turnip greens, and smoked turkey legs, our baked chicken thighs that were marinated overnight, and our freshly baked corn muffins. To drink, may we interest you in ginger beer, ginger ale, Fanta orange, or Sprite. How fucking cute.
It's adorable.
Adorable. And food is my love language. So I was like, damn, girl, I love that.
That's so sweet.
Right? So what do you think, babe?
I think you need to step it up with the dinner menus. No, that you nailed it on the head as far as like that's a perfect example of us digging deeper. Like I feel like what we talked about was surface level. And she's like, no, like it can get.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about sensuality and ways of being close with one another. that lead to sex, right? And which is all important. But I think we should also focus on what actual intimacy means. And I think at this big age, we need to feel this type of intimacy in a sense with our friends, right? Like these surface level friends sometimes are like a waste. We need to really like dig deeper and build stronger connections with the people in our lives, and also be more open about the different types of relationships. Like in having this platform, I always want to be true to us and our experience, but I don't want anybody to feel like we're purposely excluding anyone. Mm-hmm. So I think in listening to this story, one, I'm kind of happy because they're an avid listener and they love our message. And although they're in an interabled relationship, they can pull from what we discuss and apply it. But I also want to make sure that it's not a blind spot for us when we're talking about relationships, love, and like giving advice, if that makes sense.
No, 100%. Yeah, I get it. I'm kind of jealous of their relationship because like you can make the case that are they a stronger couple than us because they have to dig a little deeper, right? Like we have things we can fall back on.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people fall back on sex, and I've talked about that.
Yeah.
Don't use sex as a way to put a Band-Aid over your problems. And I feel like in certain relationships, like they can't use it. Like it's not an option. So they have to dig deeper. But I think everyone needs to do that. Everyone needs to dig deeper and, find ways of being intimate and sensual that bring you closer. Because I think they're both equally important.
Yeah. Man, oh man. So if you enjoyed this story and you want to send us some of your stories, like Steph said, it doesn't have to be drama. Like we want positive stories, or just, you want to share your love story, please send us an email. You can send us an email at wsleopodcast@gmail.com. You could also find it on our Instagram, but it's wsleopodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. And also, if you want advice, if you do have drama, we're still accepting those as well.
We want the drama.
It's not that we're not, but we're also wanting to expand it to sharing positive stories as well. Yeah. And one more question I wanted to ask for the YouTube comments is, what's one way you want to improve the intimacy in your relationship, and what's one way you want to improve the sensuality in your relationship? Since we clarified that there's like a difference between
huge the two. Difference, especially after hearing this story. It's like, we all got to do better.
Yeah. So yeah, one way you want to improve the intimacy in your relationship, and one way you want to improve the sensuality in your relationship.
Definitely. And another reminder, Patreon. We are on Patreon. We have I think we're getting a nice flow. We have some great content on there, vlogs. The story you just heard us talking about how we spent our last weekend. We did a whole vlog on that weekend. I thought it came out really nice. We got some great feedback on it. And also we're doing our interactive recaps, and our next one with the Les Chat podcast will be this Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. So if you're interested, come on, check it out. Mm-hmm. If it's not for you,
and if you join now, you get to see all the ones that we've had in the past. They're all there, so you'll have a bunch of content you can binge.
And the way we upload it, it's like I make it available video, or if you're on the go and you just want to listen to the audio, they're both like an enjoyable experience. Mm-hmm. So don't think you have to like sit in front of your TV or your laptop and watch it. It's totally like a on the go experience as well. Mm-hmm. So I think you'll enjoy it. So patreon.com/we still like each other if you're interested. And hopefully we see you soon. Baby.
Daddy.
Do you still like me?
I still like you.
Even though you're leaving me?
Yes, I can't wait. I'm going to have Korean barbecue.
Then you're supposed to say, I wish I was staying.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, baby, I wish you were coming with me.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.